go ahead.
Dave, it's not hard to get energy up at this time of year, but is there a new burst of energy knowing now it's a new team you're facing after seeing Colorado so frequently?
Oh, you just turn around, you turn your focus to a new opponent. Obviously, it's a quick turnaround for us, but sometimes that's not a bad thing. Just make sure our preparation is thorough, but a little bit simpler, and make sure that for us, just make sure our energy is good. That's the biggest thing coming into tonight's game, and I have no reason to think that it wouldn't be. It's it's just a continuation of our rhythm. Other than the fact that, like I said, you've got to get ready to engage with a different opponent now.
We talked about his first round a couple days ago, but what kind of locker room presence is Jamie Alexiak from your perspective?
Yeah, he's a pretty quiet presence, but he's obviously larger than life, and when he walks in a room, but he's just such an easygoing guy off the ice, and he carries that through, in terms of a little bit of just a calm presence in and around the room, and he's consistent. He goes out and he does the job consistently, and that's how he is as a teammate as well. So, really well-liked guy in our room.
Hey, Hack, last round we talked a little bit about face-offs. These guys are perennially kind of the tops in the league. Can you just talk about the body of work and the adjustments that were made and kind of what you're hoping to do here?
Well, these guys are best in the league throughout the regular season. They got a righty and a lefty on each of their forward lines that can take face-offs. Those guys that have in a lot of those spots have been doing it for a long time. So that's it'll be a big challenge, big test in this series for us. So it's not just the guys that are that are over the dot, right? It's the other guys that are involved as well, and that's going to be an important part of the series for us. With how efficient that they've been throughout the year.
Dave, just as a hockey lifer, what do you see from Joe Pavelski in terms of how he's been able to maintain his play through as long as he has, and what does his presence on the ice change for your preparation and stuff?
I remember watching Joe in the USHL in Waterloo, I think, back when he was playing junior hockey, and he's continued to have some of those same strengths in his game, and for sure he's been able to add to that and build and perfect those. So, kind of the epitome of a true professional. A guy that works extremely hard at his craft, day in and day out, very well prepared, very competitive. We know that he's a big part of their team, and he's a guy that we're going to have to be very aware of in terms of working to defend him through this series.
Grubauer had such an up and down start to the season. For him to kind of save his best for the playoffs and to put his head down and keep at it, what does that say just about who he is?
He had a great playoff series. No question. Felt like he was our best player for sure in period number one the other night. That allowed our team to grab hold of that game in the second period. He's been more consistent than all of you think. The numbers maybe don't show it, but Gruby's had a pretty darn good year. His numbers are now reflecting that and showing that. So I see it a little bit differently. I see him having had a year that has ramped up towards the playoffs, and for sure he was a big part of our success in series number one, and our guys have confidence in him as we come into to game one of this series.
Dave, another really strong power play in Dallas. How much confidence can you draw from how effective the penalty kill was in round one?
Well, our kill has been solid. It's been sound. All the way through. It was, you don't get through a playoff series unless you have some success there. But, a bigger part of it is, going to be, not giving their power play too many opportunities. I mean, that group over there, you give them too many opportunities. Eventually, it's going to come back to affect the game. So, it's twofold. We've got to be ready to do the job when we do take a penalty, and just make sure that. Top of mind that without changing our game, you're playing with a high degree of intelligence and competitiveness, and making sure that you're not giving them extra opportunities.
Coach, do you think there's any chance we see Jared McCann during this series?
I don't know the answer to that. He's not with us on the trip.
What do you think about the real quick turnaround challenges involved with that and your thoughts on it?
Like I said, that is what it is. So I guess I haven't really compared it to what the flip side would be. Ultimately you'd probably rather have a day or two of rest and a good practice day. But that being said, we don't have that. So it's a quick turnaround time. It's a quick mental switch. But I believe our guys made that mental switch already the night of Game 7. By the time guys walked out of the meal room after that night, minds had switched. We had switched our focus on to this series, and you could see it just happen naturally with the players. It was later in the evening, but that's the first thing that had to happen, and I think that's the maturity of our group. Nobody was lingering on how good it felt to win Game 7. I think guys enjoyed that for an hour or two, and then flipped the switch, knowing that the focus had to come here, and it would be a quick turnaround for us. So I believe that's helped us in our, like I said, our simple preparation. As you get into one day of travel and rest yesterday, and game day today, ready to go. So we've got to try to use that to a positive for our team. Thank you.